I'm Noftsinger with Denison Yachting, and today we're here in Fort Lauderdale on the mouth of the New River aboard a ship built by one of the most iconic yards in America. This is a 130 Westport built in 2005, and we're going to show you today why the 130 is the perfect boat to take you through the Bahamas. There are very few yachts in this category that compete on all the amenity levels that this one does. 5 staterooms, a sub 7-foot draft, 26-foot beam, still maintaining walk-around decks. She's got a lot to offer, and I'm excited to get you guys aboard. Let's get things started up here on the foredeck. And it's one of the more unique foredecks that you're gonna find. You can see up behind me, you've got a nice little seating area, and there's a lot more than just ground tackle here. We've got our hot tub, so that's aptly located, catch nice sunsets, give you a little privacy, and a nice sun pad located forward. Of course, we've got our bosun locker here, and we've got our ground tackle with 2 hydraulic windlasses, so anchoring out is super easy. The side decks on these yachts are mirror images of each other, and as you can see, she's got super tall gunnels. They're also really wide, so accessing forward and aft is super easy. And as we go back, you'll see our main boarding area that takes you in, and we're gonna check that out here later, but that's where you're gonna greet your guests most of the time when they first step aboard. This aft deck is one of the more utilized areas on board. Got nice tall ceilings, tons of space for lounging and hanging out. A place for dining outdoors. And then here on the port side, a full wet bar and TV, so everything can be serviced nicely. And behind me, we've got access to the swim platform on either side. From here, we're gonna head up these stairs and check out the upper aft deck, which is a space that all the toys are kept. This is an expansive upper aft bridge deck, and it's got 2 uses. The first of which is where we carry our toys. Right now, we've got 3 Yamaha jet skis and a 520 Williams jet tender. That's all the toys you're gonna need for a great day on the water. Here on the port side, we've got our 2,200-pound hydraulic davit that you use to drop all these tenders into the water. And once you've deployed those tenders, you've got a great entertaining space. So not only will you have this area to hang out under the Tucci umbrellas, but you've got all this deck space that you can put out loungers and chairs, and everybody aboard's got a space. Up here, we find one of the more secluded areas on board. This is probably my favorite space. Not only do you get the height, but you get that privacy. Got a little lounging area back here with some more Tucci umbrellas. The wet bar here is a full service. You've got an ice maker, refrigerator, sink basin, and an all-important grill. And it's nice because we have a real grill. You don't just cook a couple of hamburgers, you can get everything on there. Got an awesome entertaining area with this nice hardtop overhead for everybody to just kind of kick back, relax, hang out, and get served by the bar. Everything on this boat shows exceptionally well. The cushions, the paint, and as we head down and go inside, you're gonna see everything's been updated there as well. From here, we're gonna go down to the aft deck and check out the main salon. Welcome inside. The Westport gives you a massive main salon and still those walk-around decks. So you got all this freestanding furniture, nice neutral tones, and a warm, inviting interior that you're gonna see throughout the boat. Here we've got our little seating area, perfect for catching a movie when the TV's down. And back here, we've got a nice wet bar that really amplifies this room and gives it a nice service space. When you take a look at the woodwork, there's no nicks, no gouges. All the headliners have been replaced. SEAQUEST is in immaculate condition. That open feel is nice because it makes this area feel large and nothing's cut off. In our formal dining area for those more elegant evenings, we've got seating for 10 here, easy access to the galley for your stew and everybody that's gonna be serving. We're gonna check out the galley next, and we're gonna use the stew's access for service. And once you come in here, you've got all the appliances you're gonna need for your chef to cook up that fantastic meal. 7-burner Wolf stove, Miele twin ovens, Sub-Zero refrigerator, and behind me, a Miele dishwasher. And this one was outfitted with an update, so this used to be a settee, but now it's been coupled to be more of like a usable space for when you're prepping for meals. They've got extra refrigeration, a second sink basin. One last thing to highlight before we leave is this boat is equipped with a full camera system, and there's a monitor here in the galley so that the stew knows where everybody is on board, so that's important when it comes to serving. As we leave behind me, this is access to the crew quarters where everything that makes this into a full Four Seasons hotel happens, and we're gonna check that out later. But for now, let's check out the master stateroom. As we walk forward to this on deck, you've got a day head here on the port side. And then we continue forward past this full walk-in closet into this on deck master. Like the rest of the boat, it's been outfitted with new decor, new headliners, wall coverings, all new audio visual throughout. So this room, we've got a 65-inch smart LG TV, king size berth. Everything feels like the boat could have been built maybe a year or two ago. And an outstanding head located just forward that features a his and her configuration and a shower stall in between, as well as a full jacuzzi. We're gonna exit this master stateroom and go down to the 4 guest staterooms. But before, we're gonna highlight this foyer because it is the primary entry point for when you have guests aboard. So this is the first thing everybody sees, and it's a really well-appointed place to kind of get a vibe for what you're about to experience while you're aboard. From here though, let's go check out those staterooms. As we come down these stairs, we're greeted by another foyer that's got the same kind of marble with a compass rose inlay. This is really the greeting point for the 4 staterooms. Aft, which is this direction, we've got 2 mirror image staterooms. These feature king-size berths, both facing a thwartship to the inside of the vessel. And again, this is the aft section of the boat. They both have nice size en-suites that are gonna make your guests feel really comfortable. As we spin forward to check out the other 2 guest accommodations, here in the foyer, we've got a pretty important washer dryer. This is a full laundry room that gives service to all the bedding and whatnot here, so the stew doesn't have to take everything up and into the crew quarters when they're doing any kind of laundry. Up here forward, we've got these 2 additional staterooms. Again, they're mirror images, and they both feature large en-suites, so your guests are gonna feel well rested and ready for the next day. From here, we're gonna head back up to the main deck. We're back up here in this super important foyer because this does grant access to all the points of the yacht. We're gonna go up to the bridge deck salon and check that out next. This is the upper level foyer. And before we go back there to that salon, we're gonna take a quick pit stop here and check out the bridge. If the engine room's the heart, then the bridge station is the brain. Got all new screens, Naiad 0-speed stabilization, which is absolutely clutch whether you're on the hook, underway. Stability is excellent on these boats. Hydraulic bow and stern thrusters. Here to the aft, we got a little space for the guests to join the captain, kind of check out what's going on. And then rounding out this room, we've got a captain's desk here. The ship's systems are super well thought out. And again, when you compare it to most other builds, access and simplicity are vastly superior here as compared to something else. Heading aft through the foyer on the starboard side, we passed that staircase we just came up, we pass a day head, and accommodates the sky lounge. These upper sky lounges are traditionally a little bit more casual, a place that you can kind of come in from the heat outside, just kind of crash. It's a great spot to get away, maybe be a little bit more secluded. You've got these big windows that connect you with the sea, and the bulwark that goes up the sides here drops down so it exposes you a little bit further. Also up here, we've got what equates to an owner's office. It's a great spot just to get away, come do some business, and just disconnect from everything else going on the yacht. We've even got a fridge here, so you don't have to go anywhere to grab a drink. And then rounding out this area, we've got all of our audio visual. The heart and soul of that can be found here. We've got our surround sound system controls, our direct TV boxes, and there's a kaleidoscope found on board that stores thousands of movies so it's downloaded, ready to go, and you can pick whatever you want. 2 more stops on today's walkthrough. From here, we're gonna run down to the galley and take a peek at the crew quarters, and then we're gonna finish this out by checking out the engine room. I'll meet you down there. Welcome to the crew quarters on SEAQUEST. This is one of the more overlooked areas on most yachts, especially when they're built in Europe. And not to knock those boats too much, but the space is usually very compact and tight, and on a Westport, it's very different. We're just gonna take a quick peek in here, because this is where the crew lives. There's room for a total of 7 crew on board. Here, on the port side, we've got the captain's quarters, and then forward, there's 2 bunk rooms. And each room, importantly, has its own ensuite. And there's also a 4th stateroom that we're gonna go check out in the engineering space down below decks. We can take either port or starboard down the teak stairs to the swim platform. It's a pretty usable swim platform with easy access into the water, which is its primary feature. You've got access into your engine room, and then here center is access to your steering systems. And it's a big space, which again, Westport does a phenomenal job of thinking about the fact that you are on a yacht and things do break or need attention, so access is easy. There are 2 ways down to the engine room. We just took the one from the swim platform on the aft, but there's also a second one for easy access when you're underway from the aft deck. When you come down the stairs here, you've got the engineer's quarters here, which is ideally located so they're quick access to the engine room, and then this technical space that takes you into where all the shore power cords are, the air conditioning systems, and in this technical space itself that's got extra refrigeration, a deep freeze, and even an ice maker. Located just forward of that technical space, we come to the engine room through the watertight door. It's a huge engine room, and it's housing our 2 M96 MTUs. These are 16 valve engines, each coming in at 2,600 horsepower. So this yacht can do a slow cruise of 12 knots, a fast cruise of 20, which is phenomenal for a boat like this. And then 2 Northern Lights 99 kW generators on either side to the outboard. We've also got 2 AC converters, and everything is easy to get under and around. Finally, just forward of the engine room, we've got one more technical space that's specifically the office for your engineer. It's got a little workbench, spot to monitor the systems on board. While we're down here, I wanted to note that the engines have been rebuilt and saw a QL3 not too long ago. They have 1,550 hours on it since. Thanks for joining us aboard SEAQUEST, this 40-meter Westport delivered in 2005. If you'd like to check out this off-market listing prior to her hitting the marketplace, don't hesitate to contact me or my wife, Carrie, at any time, and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks again for joining us.